Let's move on. The Stanley Parable
All
Adventure
right,
Line.
I've got a solution. This time, to make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the help of the Stanley Parable Adventure Line. Just follow the line. How simple is that?
I can't help it.
No, I'm down. We're leaving it up to the line from now on.
Yeah. That's generally the way I play video games. I don't like missing out on content. That's why I look down every other line. Ooh, someone's playing solitaire. And poorly. Okay.
You see? The line knows where the story is. It's over in this direction. Onward, Stanley, to destiny. Though, here's a thought. Wouldn't wherever we end up be our destination, even if there's no story there? Or to put it another way, is the story of no destination still a story? Simply by the act of moving forward, are we implying a journey such that a destination is inevitably conjured into being via the very manifestation of the nature of life itself? Okay, Stanley, I need to follow this train of thought for a minute. Just stick with me. Now, we can both agree that the nature of existence is in fact a byproduct of one's subjective experience of that existence, right? Okay, now if my experience of your existence rests inside of your subjective experience of this office, is this office in fact the skeleton of my own relative experiential mental subjective construct? Whoa. Hang on. That got a bit weird back there. Well, I'd like to apologize. Not sure where I was going with all that. You know what? I think what we need right now is a bit of music to lighten the mood. Cut the music, go back, and look at that fern.
I was enjoying that music. Hi, Sean! Yeah, he really knows when to send messages. Right at my favourite part of the entire
Stanley,
game.
This fern will be very important later in the story. Make sure you study it closely and remember it carefully. You won't want to miss anything.
I really can't tell if he's being sarcastic or not. I mean, no. There's too much to learn. There's an awful lot of lines in here that don't seem to be going anywhere. Like, no, wait, what? I'm awfully confused now, because I could have sworn there was a lot more lines than that. Okay. Never mind.
Wait, what? We're back at the office? No, no. Line, you do know we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right? The story? Is any of this ringing a bell?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no, again, Line, how could you have done this to us? And after we trusted you, after everything we've been through, you... Oh, I can't take this anymore, to hell with it. Restart.
So employee 601 and 104 are both fired. Oh god, okay. The Stanley Parable Adventure Line. Once again. Here we go.
You know what, Stanley? I say forget the adventure line. What's it ever done for us? We're intelligent people, right? Why can't we make up our own story?
Well, some of us are.
Exciting, daring, mysterious. Ooh, this all sounds perfectly doable. Why don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction?
Ooh, I've never gone down that hallway. Ooh, I'm scared. Let's go for it.
Now, yes, this is exciting. Just me and Stanley forging a new path, a new story. Well, it could be anything. What do you want our story to be? Go wild. Use your imagination. Whatever it might be, Stanley, I'm ready for it.
That is... Oh my god, that is so brain melty. Ah! Oh! Okay. Oh my god damn, I love this game. Okay, here we go.
Oh no, not you again.
Yay!
Stanley, I'd also like to veto the line from having any role in our awesome new story. No lines or monitor rooms. Just don't acknowledge it, and we should be fine.
I really wish I could jump. Okay. Follow the line exactly. I wish I had things like this in real life. Life is way simpler if you can just follow a line through places. Don't want you to think. No! Line! Line, no! Oh.
Ah, a choice. We get to make a decision. From here, the story is in our control. How important we mustn't squander the opportunity. In fact, I believe I need a minute to think here. Just walk in circles for a minute.
Yay, lines!
So I know that each door has to lead somewhere, which means that somewhere, the place where we're trying to go, there must be a reverse door that leads here. And that in turn means that our destination corresponds with the counter-inverted reverse door's origin. So starting from the right, let us ask, will taking the right door lead us to where we're going? And since the answer is clearly yes, then by all accounts, the door on the right is the correct one. Another victory for logic. Come, Stanley, our destiny awaits.
Away! The confusion ending.
Hold up, what's this? The confusion ending. You're telling me that's what this is? It's all one giant ending? And we're supposed to restart the game, what, eight times? That's really how all this goes? It's all determined? So now, according to the schedule, I restart again. Then what? Am I just supposed to forget? Well, what if I don't want to forget? My mind goes blank simply because it's written here on this thing, wall. Well, who consulted me? Why don't I get to decide? Why don't I get a say in all of this? Is it really? No, it can't be. I don't want it to be. I don't want the game to keep restarting. I don't want to forget what's going on. I don't want to be trapped like this. I won't restart the game. I won't do it. I won't do it. I won't do it. And the timer stopped? Does that mean, did we do it? Did we break the cycle? The, whatever it is that made this schedule? How would we even know? Will someone come for us? Will something happen?
At least we have a chair.
Okay. I guess now we just wait. I suppose in some way that this is a kind of story. Wouldn't you agree? I'm not quite sure if we're in the destination or the journey, though they're always saying that life is about the journey and not the destination. So I hope that's where we are right now. We'll find out, won't we? Eventually. Well, in the meantime...
Ah! Hopefully that was annoying to the audience as much as it was to me. Oh boy, I get to find a bookstore now. Or the game actually restart properly. Let's go find out.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Yeah, I think that's a full restart. Okay.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
I like the way this office does work. I actually got to read them this time. Actually, that one does seem like something they'd actually put up. Should I go? I don't want to go.
Stanley just stood there doing nothing at all. He seems to think I have nothing better to do with my time than to sit around and describe every fascinating little detail of his inability to do anything. This is why Stanley and I are on such good terms.
Fucking narrator. He's such a dick.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Okay, downstairs was the suicide, I think? Yeah, that was a suicide. Wait, was it suicide? No, he just found him. No, downstairs wasn't suicide. That was just him wandering around the street, like garbling, blah blah, rubbish stuff, and then collapsing, and then the woman finds him, and the woman has an interview and weird stuff like that. So let's see what other weird stuff there is. Up these stairs. Ooh, red. Aww. This seems excessive.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
Nope. No possible way.
Stanley just sat around twiddling his thumbs.
Shut up,
Yet
narrator.
incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Ooh. It is a generator. I knew it. Haha. I wonder if you actually can you charge a car. Well, I'm sure you can charge a car battery with a generator. I don't think it's going to be very safe though. But done. I mean, the best way to charge a battery is to trickle charge it. I mean, generators output a good bit of energy. Oh yeah, a loading screen. And my mouse. Everyone loves that mouse.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now? when for years it had never occurred to him. This question would not go unanswered for long.
I know that wire.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
I don't know. I don't want to have to play through all that again just to get here, just so I can do escape. On the other hand, I could be both ways. Could be I'm gonna go escape. Fuck this shit.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
Yeah, I'm going for it anyway.
The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track. At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
This is so creepy. Okay, let's go for it. Okay. No. Yes. Actual progress, or am I restarting? Oh, actual progress. Yay. Yay.
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, it reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. So he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end.
Oh, God.
Life. Farewell, Stanley.
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
God, that's so creepy. Okay, let's go.
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish? When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
The pacing of this opening section was important to get right. This corridor had to be moved and altered to make sure the player reaches the two doors in good time. Okay, this is just very creepy. Right, credits. I'm going to look at them. I'm not going to read them out because there's far too many. But now the audience has seen the credits. Now no one can give out to me. Well, people still can give out to me, but I can be like, fuck you, I still showed the credits. You're missing Stanley's computer with just the arrow on it. Ooh, buttons. Ooh, I like this room. Oh. Oh wait, my apologies. You're not missing Stanley's computer. Stanley's computer's over here. I will go left. Oh, sorry, I should probably just actually read that out instead of just leaving blank space. Warzone. Early in development, we designed an ending where Stanley would end up on a battlefield fighting aliens. The action game would become sentient and would wage war against the narrator. We realized shortly after starting to build it that it was far too jokey and on the nose for the tone of the game. Plus, some people interpreted it as making fun of people who like shooters, which was not our intention. Also, it'd be way, way more difficult than making a game of all static models and stuff and just a narrating voice. Just saying. Sure, that wasn't anything to do with it. No, no, no. Okay. What's that dripping? Okay. Not reading those. Far too much. Too many reading for me. Stanley's office. Why is there 3 of them? Getting very confused by this whole place. It's a museum of Stanley. Of me. Am I Stanley? I'm playing Stanley. I'm not meant to be Stanley. What? I haven't seen an awful lot of this stuff. Does that mean just more of the game that I'm missing, or not going to see, or is it the next this? Okay.
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free.
Okay.
Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another?
Everything's black.
No,
I can't see anything.
Perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen.
Uh,
But listen to me. You can still save these two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Push escape. Quit. There's no other way
I can pause it. That's not helping. Okay, continue again.
to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now and be your only true choice. Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let time choose for you. Don't let time
Oh! Oh, God, that went right down my spine. Oh, that's lovely, isn't it? Is the game starting again? Am I going back to the Stanley Museum? Is something happening? Is this life now? Is everything black? I'm really not sure if the game's actually just crashed right now. Nope, not crashed. Hello? Is anybody out there? The Fraps number thing is still flashing, so something is presumably happening. I will give it 1 minute. Maybe this minute will be cut. I'm not sure if this minute will be cut. Alright, fuck it, that's long enough. I'm gonna press the begin game again button. Ah!
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
This game... Oh, I'm only going to... I think it's just the mind control section that's left. This game would be really cruel to give...
Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors. He entered the door on his left.
It'd be very cruel to give to someone with Alzheimer's. Or awesome.
Yet there was not a single person here either.
One of those.
Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an up. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Yep, that's what he did. That is what I'm doing. 2845.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. What could it... Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk. That kind of anxiety isn't healthy, so he relaxed for a few moments with some calming New Age music.
Yay, more music.
Feeling soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
Ever later. Loading, 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 loading. Okay, now we go get to be mind controlled.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Mind control.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
I was up there before. Oh wait, this is the path you take if you follow everything that is told, isn't it? Have I listened to everything? Yeah, I've followed everything. Okay. CCTV.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
That was weird. Why did I get caught on there? Oh well. Lift.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
It is just 104 and 601, isn't it? I didn't see any other fired people. I wonder what they did.
No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
Given what I've seen so far, there probably is some documentation somewhere in this game explaining what 104 and 601 did.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
By dismantle you mean press a button. That's not a button? Ah, these are buttons. Boop. Boop. Wait, 10? That actually went in. These are... okay. Are these actually doing stuff? Yeah, they are. I have no idea what they do. Again, there's probably some Easter egg where I press, like, all the 10s. Which I'm totally just going to do now. Something will happen. 10. 10. Oh, God, I don't have patience for this. No one has the patience for this. Well, there are people who have patience for this. They're just called freaks. And I'm sure I'll read something on the subreddit for this. Why is there a frog face up here?
And when
Oh,
at
no, it's
last he
buttons.
found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for.
Off. Ah. See, now I don't know what happens if I press on. What happens if I press on?
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door. Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin.
I can't
The
move.
feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
I'm not. That was a pretty shitty ending. Yeah. That was just one of the endings. Ooh, beat the game. I beat the game! Yay. Isn't there like 10 achievements? Hang on. Ugh. Sit up, look at the achievements. See what I missed. Wow, my laptop's after getting hot. Aw, Sean's offline. Oh well. Fuck Sean. Oh, I got 3 of the achievements. Okay. No. I'm not sure if this is being recorded. Maybe it's not. Ugh. Okay, so in case it isn't, I'm going to read out the achievements. Achievement 1. This is an achievement. Okay. Achievement 2. Welcome back. Quit the game and then start it again. Technically, I didn't quit. It crashed. Either way, I get that achievement. Number 3. Beat the game. Stanley Parable. That's just it. That's just beat the game. Complete Stanley Parable. Number 4 is 8. Shit tons of 8s. Number 5 is click door 430 5 times. It's doable, but no. Commitment. Play the Stanley Parable for the entire duration of a Tuesday. No. Speedrun. Complete the Stanley Parable in under 4 minutes 22 seconds, not including load times. Next one, you could. I don't remember what number I'm on. You can't jump. No, seriously, we disabled it. How am I meant to test that? I pressed a lot of buttons. Okay. Go outside. Don't play Stanley Parable for 5 years. Oh my god. Okay, number 10. I know it's number 10 because it's the last one. I know there's 10 achievements. It's unachievable. It is impossible to get this achievement. Okay, so the guys who made this are trolls, I'm assuming? Yes? Yes. Okay. Okay, wait, let's click close. Is there anything I can do? I resume game. I'll resume game. Okay. This has been Sam of the Nerds of the Square Table, and this was a playthrough of the Stanley Parable. I was about to say Stanley the Parable. That's wrong. Either way, thanks for watching, and goodbye.